It's me. My phone's at a weird angle. Hello, New York Times. We're making lasagna. Oh my gosh, why did that just stop recording? Did it never record? Oh, I wonder if my phone's full. Oh, now it's going. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. The tech situation here. It's wild, guys. Hi, I'm Samin Nosrat, and I'm throwing a big dinner party. It's a big lasagna. I thought it might be kind of fun for us all to cook something together and gather to eat it in our living rooms, online, in any way possible. We've put together this cooking class, lasagna making tutorial, so you can follow along, gathering, laughing, making a mess, all of that. It's kind of fun. All right, hello. We're starting a lasagna from zero. Woot woot. We're just gonna make a quick dough. I want to help you get over your fear of making pasta. Use whatever ingredients you can get your hands on at the store and whatever you've got in your own cupboard. I just want to work the eggs into the flour into the eggs gradually. All right, at some point it makes sense to forget about the fork and just mix with your hand. And your goal really at this point is just to incorporate all the flour into the dough. That's what you want, really pliable and soft like that. Mom, don't want. Should have done this in the first place. Look at me in my primary colors. Oh God. We will put it in plastic to keep it from drying out and getting a skin on the outside. While that rests, we're gonna start our bechamel sauce and start our pasta sauce. Let's do the bechamel first. Let's make some bechamel sauce. Half a cup of flour. I believe roux goes through sort of 3 visible stages. The first stage is just this very silky mixture. You can see at the edges as it's starting to foam. Soon the whole thing is gonna be really foamy. This is stage 2. Do you see that? The whole thing has turned foamy. And it's a little bit lighter in color. Third state now, ready for milk. This is what they say is like wet sand. It did brown a little bit, but I'll be okay with that. If that happens to you, it's fine. I feel like lasagna is the ultimate comforting food to gather around. It's something that we all know and love. And yet I think there are a lot of ways to make it even more delicious. Making all of your own sauces, it's a treat, and we can all use a treat. Take a look at this. Do you see it's much thicker? And then I have this little pot preheating for tomato sauce. I really wanted to do this project because I wanted to do something to unify people in a time when we all feel so separate. I live by myself here, and I really miss gatherings. I miss setting the table, inviting people over and making a mess. The like inevitable moment when I like spill something or do something super silly at the table and everyone just gets a laugh. Ooh. Thick, not runny, beautiful. It's good. That's gonna be so good in lasagna. All right, so the bechamel's done. One of our 4 elements out of the way. I think there's a lot of joy in seeing people's faces, even if it's on a screen, and sharing meals and having moments. Let's push that back, and then I'm gonna get ready to cook my spinach. I've had a really complicated relationship to technology. For me, I've always prioritized in-person interactions, in-person celebrations, and have sort of turned my nose up at virtual anything. And I have to say, over the last, month and a half, I've changed my tune a little bit. There is a lot of joy that can come from gathering virtually. All right, I'm gonna let that cool. We're gonna finish our filling. We're gonna roll our pasta. We're gonna make our lasagna. Get a lasagna in the oven. A dish that symbolizes gathering and comfort and just deliciousness. I insist on chopping things finely. I don't like lasagna to have like big bites of hard stuff in there. 6 ounces of mozzarella I just grated. Phone call. 3 ounces of Parmesan. And then this is that corresponding basil to the stems that I chopped finely. Pinch of salt. And just mix to combine. Yum. All right, I'm gonna wash my board and get ready to roll pasta. Okay, pasta's rested. This is pretty wet pasta, so it's gonna need a lot of flour as we roll. I always consider the first 2 settings, a sort of extended kneading before I'm really rolling it thin. This pasta is so wet, like so droopy and wet, that I actually am gonna sort of work some flour into it. And you can't flour just one side, you have to flour both sides. So for the first 4 settings, I just roll once through, because it's really about getting it thinner at this point. As this sheet gets longer and more unwieldy, take a moment to sort of stack it on itself in a nice tidy pile so that it's ready to feed itself in when it goes through. This is perfection. I want it to be just about the length of a 9x13, and I'm gonna be so liberal with the flour because the last thing I want is for these really beautiful, delicate sheets of pasta to stick to themselves while they're waiting to be cooked. There we go. Really heavily salt this water. Remember, there was no salt in that pasta dough, so this is our only chance to really get it seasoned. Sort of gently lay it on top. I want to make sure that each sheet is completely immersed in water on both sides before I add the next sheet. That's going to prevent the floury bits from sticking together. It's also super important that the water's boiling, otherwise everything will sink to the bottom and stick. Beautiful. And it's kind of droopy in just the right way. Rinse this under some cold water so it's like touchable. So I'm going to start by putting a generous amount of this bechamel in here. I really think of that as a non-stick lubricant and of course a source of flavor. I don't need a ton of overlap on all sides, and this does not have to be wrapped like a perfect package, but I do think at least 2 of the sides having some overlap helps keeping the structure of the lasagna together. Perfectly covered. So now we can start building. So we're going to do ricotta, and we're going to do about 1/3 of the total amount. This way. Throw in some more pasta so it can cook while I'm assembling this next layer. I try to avoid overlap if I can. Red sauce next. One thing I want to talk about is salt. You can't really fix a lasagna that's undersalted, so individually taste every layer, everything, and make sure it's good. If you think there's even a possibility that it could use a little more salt, maybe every 3rd or 4th layer, do a little salt sprinkle just for good luck. This is kind of fun. This is the best part. This is my favorite part. The only thing better would be if actual humans were coming over to eat this. Ta-da! Okay. So this is my last layer before the top, so I'm going to use up the rest of my tomato sauce. Remember, we're going to fold, bring this over. I just want to stick this parchment on here so that the bechamel sticks to the parchment and not to foil. It's very heavy. See you in 40 minutes. Oh my god, it grew, and my baby grew! And now it'll go back into the oven for probably another 15 minutes. Let's check on it. It's beautiful. Look at that. Ta-da! So it is currently, I would call it, at volcanic temperatures. So I'm gonna wait probably close to 30 minutes before I cut into it. All right. I said I'd wait 30 minutes. I literally waited 3 minutes. Oh god, this is a mistake. It's so hot. Oh my goodness. Do you see this? Do you see all those beautiful layers? There we go. I'm gonna eat a bite. Oh, hot. Hot. Oh my god. It's like a piece of lava going down my throat. Okay. It's honestly so good. Even after I've eaten so many versions of it. I'm gonna take one more bite and then I have to stop because I will injure myself. I hope that you get to share this lasagna with a bunch of people. Or if you're like me, maybe you'll just eat it many meals in a row.
I hope I got to teach you something.
I invite you to do this crazy project with me.
I hope it brings you a little joy and comfort and deliciousness.
And come to a big lasagna dinner party all together. Can't wait to see you there.